People often say you only see someone's true colors when they have nothing to gain from you. But what happens when wealth is hidden and hearts are put to the test? Today's story begins with that very test, one that would change lives forever. Amelia Grant, a woman known among the elites for her sharp mind and vast fortune, wanted something more than money could ever buy. Behind her expensive clothes and polished appearance, she carried a hidden longing, a search for someone genuine, someone who would care for her children, not because of her wealth, but because of love and dignity. To uncover such truth, Amelia decided to step out of her golden cage and disguise herself as a struggling single mother. One chilly evening, she entered a five-star restaurant, dressed not in luxury, but in plain clothes, carrying her young son and daughter. The guests barely noticed her, but the staff did. Some smirked, some whispered. The glittering room, filled with diamonds and laughter, suddenly felt colder for Amelia. But her test had only just begun. At that moment, a young waiter named Ethan Cole noticed her. Unlike the others, he didn't sneer or turn away. Ethan walked toward the small family with a kind smile. "Good evening, ma'am. Let me find you a seat," he said warmly, pulling out a chair. His gentle tone made the children feel safe instantly. Amelia observed quietly. Was this kindness genuine, or just part of his job? As the night went on, Amelia noticed Ethan treating every guest the same, whether rich or poor. But with her children, he went a step further. He brought them warm bread before their meal, folded napkins into funny shapes, and even whispered jokes that made them giggle. Amelia's heart softened. Was this the man fate had hidden in plain sight? But who exactly was Ethan? And why did his eyes hold the weight of unspoken battles? The truth was, Ethan wasn't an ordinary waiter. Once a promising law student, he had been forced to abandon his studies after his father's sudden death. With his mother ill and his younger sister still in school, Ethan took whatever work he could find to keep the family afloat. Serving food at the restaurant wasn't his dream, but it was his lifeline. Amelia, of course, knew none of this. All she could see was a man with integrity in a world where kindness was rare. But destiny wasn't done weaving its threads. As Amelia prepared to leave, a wealthy customer at the restaurant mocked her appearance. "This isn't the place for beggars with children," the man sneered loudly, earning laughter from a nearby table. The room turned into a stage of cruel whispers. Amelia lowered her gaze, pretending to be embarrassed. But inside, she was burning with anger. Before she could respond, Ethan stepped forward. "Sir," he said firmly, "every guest here deserves respect. A mother with children is not a beggar. She is a guest, just like you." The room fell silent. Guests stared in shock. A waiter daring to speak against a millionaire? Ethan knew he might lose his job, but he stood tall, unshaken. Amelia's heart raced. In that moment, she saw not just kindness, but courage. A man unafraid to defend dignity, even at great risk. Sometimes, a single moment reveals a person's soul more than years of knowing them. That night, as Amelia left with her children, she couldn't shake Ethan's image from her mind. She had found someone rare, a man of principles, but she couldn't reveal her secret yet. Days later, Amelia returned to the restaurant, this time in her true form. Dressed elegantly, with her expensive car waiting outside, she walked in like the woman the world knew, Amelia Grant, the millionaire businesswoman. The staff bowed. The same guests who once ignored her now offered smiles. But her eyes searched for only one person, Ethan. When he approached, his eyes widened. Recognition flickered. You were here before," he whispered. Amelia smiled. "Yes, and that night, you showed me something more valuable than gold, honor." Confused but curious, Ethan listened as Amelia revealed her truth. She wasn't a struggling mother. but a woman searching for someone real, someone who could be a father figure to her children. His defense, his kindness, his strength, all had proven what money never. But Ethan shook his head gently. "Ma'am, I only did what was right. Respect should never depend on wealth." Amelia's eyes glistened. Exactly the answer she had hoped for. And so, the story didn't end in a restaurant. It began there. In time, Ethan and Amelia's paths intertwined beyond that single night. She helped him return to law school, while he brought warmth and protection into her children's lives. Their bond grew not on wealth, but on trust and respect. The world might have called her a millionaire, but Amelia knew the truth. Ethan was the richest man she had ever met, because his wealth was carved in character. And that, dear listener, is the heart of today's lesson. True richness is not in diamonds, nor in bank accounts. It is in the courage to stand for what's right, the kindness to care for the weak, and the integrity to remain human in a world obsessed with status.